All right, shout out to everybody that's in the chat early. I had to push it back a few minutes because I was eating, and yeah. So it's not gonna be long. It's just a episode 8 breakdown. It's called the title is "No One Wins When the Family Feuds." This is a very very important episode. I was worried that they were not going to be able to pull it back on the track, and they have with this episode here. Now, in my last critique of it, it was only basically based off 7 episodes. I believe it's 10 episode season, but I was telling people not to watch it, right? I wasn't being biased. I didn't say don't watch it. Now I'm telling you to watch this show. You need to watch this show. Now listen, unfortunately with black media, tropes and narratives will always be shoehorned in. I don't think you can ever get away from that. But I think this is still important enough for black folks to take it in and watch it. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I think you will like this show if you haven't watched it. If you haven't watched it because of whoever, I think you're doing yourself a slight disservice. So I would tell black folks, you need to watch this show. You watch everything else, why not watch this? Right? So episode 8, we continue with more black dad disrespect to a certain extent. There is a message in this episode to both the man and the woman. There is a message, so we're gonna get right into it. So after the mayhem from episode 7, Phil and Carlton, they're on the on the golf course, and Phil is shooting golf with Assemblyman Hernandez. He's a Mexican. Okay. Phil tells Carlton he cut a deal with the police chief to lessen the blowback from that party they had. Okay. Will's punishment is on hold until after his birthday weekend. Okay. Phil is making Carlton carry his golf clubs for 18 holes as punishment. Phil tells Carlton he will do everything in his power to safeguard his future, as any father should for their son, right? Vivian flies out Vi, which is Will's mother, for Will's birthday party. Okay. Oh, wait. Jay Jermaine, you right, bro. Let me bless you real quick, man. My bad. All right, cool. All right. Okay. So Vivian flies Vi out for Will's birthday. Kylo, Hillary's boss over at the social media content house, he's asking Hillary for another Thirsty Chef video. Hillary hasn't told her parents she plans on doing more Thirsty Chef vids. Okay. Phil then has a talk with Assemblyman Hernandez. Here's the message. Hernandez tells Phil he likes him, but he doesn't appear to have his family in order. He said, Phil says, my family isn't on the ballot. Hernandez says, but they are on the voters' minds. He says Vivian has disappeared from the campaign trail since her outburst at Chief Wilkes' wife at the charity event, Hillary's viral Thirsty Chef video, and Carlton's house party to where the cops had to be called. Okay, so this is how the politics work. Hernandez tells Phil, if you want to win, get your family in line. Okay, it was very, very, very telling. Vi and Vivian catch up. Vi tells Viv she's considering telling Will about his father, Lou. Vivian is worried about the blowback from Will. Will and Lisa make out in the pool house. Will wants Lisa to meet his mom. Phil tells Carlton he won't get the endorsement because there's 2 Democrats running for DA that will split the party and the vote. So Phil he's running as a Democrat. Okay. He tells Carlton he can help by not throwing any more wild house parties. To which Carlton responds, he says, Will can make mistakes, but I can't. Phil tells Carlton Will doesn't know about our scrutiny they live under, but Carlton does, and it should be second nature to him. Okay, so basically, he's holding Carlton accountable because Carlton knows what type of life the microscope they're under, so he should know better. All right. Okay. Carlton's takeaway is that, yeah, Will can make mistakes, but he can't. Vivian first finds out that Vi follows Hillary on social media. Vivian has been blocked by Hillary from following her on social media. They reminisce about Grandma Molly, but Grandma Molly got sick and Vi had to take care of her and the family. Viv interjects saying they tried to help. Viv had suggested they have a caregiver. Vivian didn't want a stranger taking care of their mother. Okay. Hillary then pleads her case to her parents and tells Phil, despite his campaign, more disrespect, that she says his detractors can go to hell. She calls them body positive posts after comparing herself to what white women are considered brave for burying their bodies on social media. Viv then asks Hillary, does the Thirsty Chef video really reflect who she is? Man, my eye is irritating the fuck out of me. My bad. Okay. So Vi tells Will her and Vivian have always clashed. Vi asks Will how far back does his memories go. If he remembers his father, he says bits and pieces, and then asks, is he worth remembering at all? Vivian is painting again. She sleeps in the painting room and not in her bedroom with Phil. Viv tells Phil that Vi wants to tell Will about his father, Lou. Will's birthday is here. Will asks his mom, what traits did he get from his father? Do you see the message in this? Hollywood knows you black men and black women better than y'all know yourselves. Phil tells Jeffrey he wants him to make sure Lou doesn't come near Will. At the Santa Monica Pier, Vi checks Will for giving Phil and Viv all of the credit. Vi then thanks Will for being the man she knew he would be. Son, husband. Vi has raised Will to be her son, husband. Pay attention. Hollywood knows y'all better than y'all know yourselves. Hillary decides to nix the Thirsty Chef videos. Phil and Chief Wilkes meet up and agree to a debate, and whoever loses the debate has to throw in their support for the winner. Okay? Hillary meets with Kylo about other ideas. Kylo tells Hillary he expected this. He goes on to run down her list of non-accomplishment. He says she quit 2 jobs, she's quit internships, she's quit college, and she has a pattern for quitting and freeloading off of her parents. Hillary quits, but the content stays. And then Kylo has to remind Hillary that there is a $50,000 kill fee for breaking her contract early. She never read her contract. How is the daughter of an attorney not versed in contracts? That's a plot hole for me. I wouldn't. No, it's not a plot hole. That's just weak plot armor. That's a very, very weak plot armor. There's no child whose father or parents was an attorney, not knowing anything about contracts, civics, law. You understand? Okay. Viv meets Vi and Will for lunch at the pier. Tells Vi she's back painting, especially after all of the sacrifices Vi and Grandma Molly made for Viv. Then Viv fires back about Vi spending all of her time chasing behind Lou. So there's this underlying tension from Jump Street between Viv and Vi. All right. Phil and Jeffrey are sparring. Jeffrey questions why doesn't Will get to make the decision about seeing his father? Jeffrey mentions his own son. So Jeffrey has a son that either he doesn't have access to or he hasn't seen in a very long time. Phil checks Jeffrey. Jeffrey says, it doesn't sit right with me, brother. I'm not that kind of, he says, doesn't sit right with me. I'm not that kind of brother. Phil tells Jeffrey, you work for me. So Phil had to check Jeffrey. All right. Back at the pier, Will then asks Vi about his dad. He's been thinking about him for years. He wants to know everything good and bad. All right. Vi then says to Will he was a half-assed dreamer. Another message. Okay. Of course, the guy is always a deadbeat dad, but let's continue. She says he was a half-assed dreamer. Get rich quick schemes. He owed debts all over the city. Vi paid all of his debts. Vi said she changed after she had Will. Will became her world. Lou ran off. Once again, son, husband. Will's birthday party is here. Hillary apologizes to Jazz. Hillary is living out of a hotel because she hasn't told her parents about her situation and that she still owes Kylo $50,000. Lisa meets Vi. Will opens his birthday gift. The first gift from his mother, Vi, is a picture of her holding him right after she's given birth. He then begins to ask who took the picture. He goes to his next gift. Vivian gets him a pair of Space Jam Jordans signed by Michael Jordan. Vi feels slighted by Viv's gift. They begin to bicker. Vi accuses Viv of throwing her money around and is disrespecting her in front of Will. Viv accuses Vi of being jealous of her success. Vi then retorts Viv's dreams came through because the grandmother and Vi and Phil supported her. Vi says she didn't climb the mountain. She was carried. Ooh. Vi gets no credit. Viv then screams back at Vi saying I'm not your enemy. Vi says she helped Viv find her voice. As an artist, she bought her the materials. She even helped her move to LA and paid her bills. Vi then says that when she was no longer needed, she erased Vi from her life. And she feels she wants her to do the same. She wants Will to do the same to her. Okay. Carlton then talks to Viv and tells her Vi is hurt. Viv acknowledges that Vi has taken care of everyone all of her life. Will talks to Vi. He reassures her she will not be erased from his life, then tells Vi to be the bigger person. Viv tells Vi she's right. She's been oblivious to everyone's sacrifice. Vi forgives Viv. Vi apologizes for not listening to Viv about Lou. Vi agrees to wait until later to tell Will about Lou. Carlton and Will make peace, including over Lisa. Carlton has been under pressure, and Will took his shine with a minimal effort. Now, Jeffrey is on his way back to Phil's office to tender his resignation. He's going to quit. But then Will asks him to help locate his father. Jeffrey agrees. That is your episode 8, season 1. You need to watch this show. I told people to not be biased and not watch it. I'm telling people you need to watch this show. This episode has put this series back on track for me. I can overlook the little Ashley shit. I can overlook the other petty nuances that I have, my little gripes and grievances. You need to watch this show. This episode was a good episode, and it's got this series right back on track. So now I'm excited for episodes 9 and 10. That is it for me. I will be back tonight in a couple hours with AM1, and we're going to discuss puppet politics. Thank you all for joining. Y'all have a good one. Peace.